were inspired last week on a message about leadership, and I just felt like I wanted to talk a little bit today about how I experienced that I feel in my work this week. We were facing some major issues. Everyone has been hearing about the Ebola scares, all the things that the hospitals are doing to prepare. And on top of that, we have some major leadership structure changes that have been coming my way. I think the biggest revelation that I have had in my life this week is the idea of how my leadership actually impacts so many people in our workplace every day. And I think about if I'm making that place that's safe for the other staff, am I creating an environment where we can work together and actually come up with some creative and innovative ideas or things that we can move forward. And if we're in a state where everyone's scared, they're scared of either the things that we've been dealing with Ebola or even thinking about what's my future going to look like. We're looking at maybe even displacement of different people in jobs and different situations. And in that, it can be really unsafe. And I think that was the biggest part that I took from that message last week is what am I doing as a leader in my workplace to impact other people, to make a positive change. I was just thinking about trust. I was asked this week with some of the leadership changes that are coming forward, they said, how are the staff that work for you, how are they going to respond to some of the change? My first thought was, I think they actually really trust me, and they want to know what's happening. Obviously, it affects their lives, it affects all the changes and stuff. But when I think about trust, and it takes some time to establish that in your workplace, and I just feel that as I've worked with some of these people and over the time, and we have a very tight team now that is working together and moving forward. When I think trust, I think even though we're in turmoil, even though we're in a bad situation, how I respond is going to have such a huge impact. In a work environment when there's a lot of change that's happening, people can get very fearful, they can get very frustrated, and I think what I was thinking about is how, as a Christian in the workplace, what are we doing when we hit those hard times? So I guess in that turmoil, are we turning to God and asking Him for a revelation, for something that to show us what to do, to think differently? Because I believe that we are intended to be the marketplace leaders that move forward and we think of things differently. We think of how could we do this? Maybe we've been handed something that's not so great, something that maybe we really didn't want this to be handed to us this way. And we think, how can I do this differently? And I believe if we trust in God and we ask for those revelations, that He's going to give us answers to problems and things that you could never even imagine.